In this exercise, we are going to start with this drawing, and in the end, we will end up with this result. I go to File, Place, Exercise 20, click, check template. And first thing I'm going to draw is this part right here using the pen tool. I'm gonna set the fill to none and the stroke weight 40 points, and the color I'm going to leave it black for now. Place the cursor right here, make one click, another click here. Now we have a straight line. I click and drag here like this, and another click here. I press escape. Now using the direct selection tool, I can always go back and modify the place of a few points. I can move some points. I can move the handles. I'm gonna click on this point, move it a little bit to the right. I think this looks fine. And now it's still selected. Go to Object, Expand, and click OK. Now it's no longer a stroke. Now we have a shape with a black fill. I'm going to change this to this shade of gray, and I'm gonna set the stroke to 5 points and the color to this shade of gray, a darker gray, like this. Now I'm gonna zoom and I'm going to draw this. I go to pen tool, one click here, another click here, click and drag like this, and I close the path. Of course, with the direct selection tool, I can always go back and move the handles if I want to. I can move the points if I want to. I'm gonna leave it like this. And now I'm going to draw the drops of water coming out of the shower. For this, I'm going to need the line segment tool. I'm going to use the line segment tool. I place the cursor right here, click and drag, and I draw a line up to this point, like this. I'm going to change the color to this shade of blue, sky blue. Stroke weight, I'm gonna increase it up to 7 points. I'm gonna click on the stroke panel and check dashed line. I'm gonna set the dash to 30 and the gap to 40. And one last thing, gap. I'm gonna choose round gap. Now if I zoom, you can see we have the effect of drops of water. This is exactly what we want. I'm going now to apply an effect to this line. I go to Effect, Distort and Transform, click on Transform. And first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change the center of the transformation from this to this. I click on the top left corner. Now I put the cursor right here, rotate angle. I'm going to set the angle to 3 degrees. I place the cursor right here and increase the number of copies up to 20 copies, and I'm going to click OK. Now the problem is that these lines don't reach the ending of the artboard, so I need to do something. It's very simple. I go to direct selection tool. I'm going to make this line longer and all the rest of the lines will follow. So one click here and I move it down to this level like this. And now as you see, all these lines reach the ending of the artboard, and that's exactly what we want. One last thing, I right click, arrange, and click on send to back. Now I'm going to click on the type tool, make one click here. I'm going to set the font to Arial, font style bold, and size 440 points. Press enter. I select the entire word and I write shower. Selection tool. I move the word and I place it right here. Now I'm going to open the appearance window. I'm going to add fill, add new fill, one click. I'm going to set this to white. And for the stroke, I'm going to do something different this time. I'm going to open the brushes window. I'm going to open the libraries. I go to borders, lines. I go to this library. I'm going to close this one, reopen the appearance window, make sure the stroke is selected, and I'm going to apply a brush to the stroke simply by clicking. One click, and now as you see we have a brush as the stroke. As you see, I'm going to put the cursor right here. The stroke is still selected, of course, the word is selected and the stroke is selected. I'm going to increase the stroke weight from 1 to 2 like this and press enter. I click here. I'm going to add a new stroke. I click here and I'm going to move this one under the fill, the stroke under the fill, and I'm going to apply a different brush this time to this stroke. I'm gonna go to the left, this library, borders, geometric, and I'm going to choose this brush. I click. We can't see it now because it's not big enough, but if I increase the stroke weight from 1 to 2, now you can see it. I press enter. I'm going to add one more stroke. Add new stroke. It's above the last stroke right here. I'm going to change the library, go to the right, going to stop here, decorative scatter, and I'm going to choose this one, bubbles. Make one click. You can see now the bubbles around the word. I click here, I go up 2 points, up again 3 points, and now the bubbles are very visible. I press enter, and now I can hide the template. I no longer need it, and the exercise is finished. You go do the same and don't forget to save.